Hello dear students, myself Miss Vaishali Dekate. Welcome to my channel. I am teaching you subject mathematics in standard 6th. In this video, we are going to study chapter number 16, quadrilaterals. We will see few basic concepts of quadrilateral and we will solve questions from practice set 37 and 38. But before that, subscribe my channel by pressing subscribe at right side. If already subscribed, thank you very much. Chapter number 16, quadrilaterals. This chapter is also very important because this is base of quadrilateral. Here we are going to study about the properties of quadrilateral. But let us first see what do we mean by quadrilateral. See children, I am showing you this one figure, this piece of paper. This piece of paper is having 4 sides, 1, 2, 3 and 4, and it is closed, correct? So such a type of figure which is having 4 sides, closed 4 sides and 4 vertices. Can you see 4 vertices? This is first vertex, this is second, this is third and this is fourth. So in this way the closed figure which is having 4 vertices is known as a quadrilateral. Okay, now let us see what is there in the textbook. ABCD are 4 non-collinear points. These points are to be joined to make a closed figure. Let us join these 4 points to make the closed figure. If I join point AB, I get side AD. If I join point A and D, I get side AD. If I join point D and C, I will get side DC. If I join points B and C, I will get side BC. And if I join point A and B, I will get side AB. So in this way, we can draw a closed figure ABCD which is having 4 sides, side AB, side BC, side CD and side AD, which is having 4 vertices, point A, point B, point C and point D. Such a type of closed figure is known as quadrilateral. Okay, now let us see how to read and write quadrilateral. Reading and writing a quadrilateral. So how we can read? A quadrilateral can be named by starting at any vertex. You can start from any vertex. As we all know, quadrilateral always have 4 vertices. So we can start from any vertex and going serially. It is very important we have to go serially, either clockwise or anti-clockwise around the figure. What do you mean by clockwise? Clockwise means the direction in which the hands of clock move. Okay, this is the direction. From here to here, here to here, here to here. This is clockwise. And anti-clockwise means opposite of it. Now anti-clockwise means in this direction, in this way. That is known as anti-clockwise. So either you can go clockwise or anti-clockwise, but you have to go serially. So see how we can read a quadrilateral. If we start from point A and if we go clockwise, how we should read it? Quadrilateral A, D, C, B. Okay, we have to go in the clockwise direction serially. We should not jump on any point. From A to C we should not jump. Okay, we should not say it like A, C, D, B. No, that is wrong. We have to go serially. If you start from A, then go D, C and B. If you start from D, you have to go serially D, C, B, A. If you start from C, it should be C, B, A, D. And if you start from B, you have to go like this B, A, D, C. So this is clockwise direction. Anti-clockwise also we can go. Like here we have gone clockwise direction starting from A. If we want to go anti-clockwise direction starting from A, how to go? A, B, C, D. It will be quadrilateral A, B, C, D. This is reading the name of quadrilateral, and in this way we can write the name of quadrilateral. We have to put the symbol of quadrilateral and then we can write the names of vertices serially, either in clockwise direction or anti-clockwise direction. So this is clockwise direction, this is anti-clockwise direction. Now DCBA is given in the clockwise direction, DCBA. And if I want to go in anti-clockwise direction, how can I write? Quadrilateral starting from D, I can go in the anti-clockwise direction, DABC. DABC. Now quadrilateral CBAD is given in clockwise direction, and if I go in anti-clockwise, I can write CDAB. CDAB. Similarly, BADC. BADC is given in clockwise direction. If I want to go anti-clockwise, how can I write? Quadrilateral BCDA. So in this way, in 8 different ways, we can read and write the name of quadrilateral. This is very important point. Okay, in different 8 ways we can read and write the name of quadrilateral. Now let us learn about adjacent sides of quadrilateral. Adjacent sides, we all know there are 4 sides in any quadrilateral. Then what do we mean by adjacent sides? Adjacent side means side which are having one common vertex. For example, here side AB and side AD of quadrilateral ABCD have common vertex A. Can you see this side? This is side AB. This is side AB and this is side AD. They both are having common vertex A. Vertices of side AB are point A and point B. Vertices of side AD are point A and point D. So A is the common vertex, and that's why side AB and side AD are adjacent sides. So we can write the pairs of adjacent side from the figure alongside. If you take D as the common vertex, which 2 sides are adjacent? Side AD and side DC. So I can write AD and DC. Okay. If I take point C as the common vertex, which will be the adjacent sides? Side DC and side BC. So I can write DC and BC. Okay. If I take point B as the common vertex, which will be the adjacent sides? Side BC and side BA. So I write here BC and BA. And one pair is given here, AB and AD. So we can write here AB and AD. So from this, which important property we have learned? We have learned that adjacent sides of quadrilateral have a common vertex. Very important property. This is the first property of quadrilateral. Now let us learn about the second property, opposite sides of a quadrilateral. In quadrilateral ABCD, sides AB and side DC have no common vertex. When there is no common vertex, then those sides are known as opposite sides. So can you see this side AB is here and side DC is here. Side AB is made up of these 2 points. End points are A and B. Side DC, end points are D and C. There is no common point or no common vertex. So when the common points or common vertex are not there, then the sides are opposite sides. Can you see they are in the opposite direction of each other? They are in the opposite direction of each other. So side AB and side DC are opposite side. Similarly, this upper side and this base side are also the opposite side. This top side and bottom side. Which is the top side? Side AD. And which is the bottom side? Side BC. They are opposite to each other. We can see that side AD end points are A and D. Side BC endpoints are B and C. No common point, no common vertex. They are opposite to each other. So we can write the second pair AD and DC. In this way there are 2 pairs of opposite sides and 4 pairs of adjacent sides. Can you see here we have written 4 pairs of adjacent sides and 2 pairs of opposite sides. Now next is, this is the second property. Opposite sides of quadrilateral do not have a common vertex, which you have to remember and write in your notebook. Now next property is adjacent angles of a quadrilateral. See in this figure, what is the name of quadrilateral? Quadrilateral DEFG. DEFG. Angle DEF. DEF means which point we have to consider? Point E. Angle E. Middle point. And GFE. GFE means this angle F. Middle point we have to consider. So DEF. DEF means this angle E. And GFE means this angle F. Okay, F. Okay. Have common arm EF. Can you see? They have common arm EF. EF is their common arm. We can see this is angle DEF. DEF. And here we are having angle GFE. GFE. These 2 different angles, but they are having common arm EF. EF. Their common arm. We know angle have 2 arms. So DEF have arm DE and arm EF. GFE have 2 arms, arm GF and arm EF. So they both have one common arm EF. So when there is one common arm, such type of pair is known as the pair of adjacent angles. So one pair is given to us, angle DEF and angle GFE. That means E and F. Now if second pair we can write D and G. So how to write D? Angle D using 3 letters. We can write angle GDE. Angle GDE. And how to write angle G using 3 letters? Angle DGF. Angle DGF. They both have this common arm DG, and that's why they are adjacent angles. Again, which is the pair of adjacent angle? I can take this D and E also, because they are having this common arm DE. So I can take D and E. So D we can write using 3 letters as GDE. Angle GDE. And how to write angle E using 3 letters? Angle DEF. DEF. Similarly, this angle G and angle F are also adjacent angles because side GF is the common arm. So how to write angle G using 3 letters? Angle DGF. And how to write angle F using 3 letters? Angle GFE. So in this way, in any quadrilateral, there are 4 pairs of adjacent angles. So what is the property of adjacent angle? This is third important property. The angles of a quadrilateral which have one common arm are called adjacent angles of the quadrilateral. These properties you all have to do very nicely. Now next concept is of opposite angles of quadrilateral. In quadrilateral DEFG, the angles DEF and DGF do not have common arm. When there is no common arm, then those are the opposite angles. So let us observe this figure once again. I am going to rub all these things. So which 2 angles? Angle DEF and angle DEF and DGF. So let us see DEF, that means point E, and DGF means point G. Okay, angle DEF and angle DGF. So this point E and point G we have to consider. Can you see? They are opposite to each other and they do not share any common arm. Which are the arms of angle DEF? Arms of angle DEF are arm DE and arm EF. Correct. And which are the arms of angle DGF? DGF, arm DG and arm GF. These are the two arms. So in this way they do not share the common arm and that's why they are the opposite angles. Similarly, we can write these two angles, angle F and angle D are opposite angles. They are opposite to each other and they do not share any common arm. So how to write the name of angle D using three letter? It will be angle EDG or GDE. We can write anything, GDE, and its opposite angle will be angle F. How to write using three letters? Angle GFE, angle GFE. So in this way there are two pairs of opposite angle. First pair is given to us and second pair we have written. So let us write here. Opposite angle opposite to EFG is EFG. That means this F. Angle opposite to EFG is angle GFE. Angle GFE. And which is the angle opposite to FGD? FGD means which point we have to see? Point G we have to see. Let us see point G. This is point G. Which is the opposite? Opposite point is point E. So which angle is made? Angle DEF. So let us write angle DEF. So what is the property? Important property related to opposite angles. The angles of quadrilateral which do not have a common arm are called opposite angles of quadrilateral. This is fourth property which you all have to write and remember. Now let's see next property related to diagonals. In quadrilateral ABCD, the line segment that join vertices of opposite angles, can you see? Angle A and angle C are opposite and line joining these two vertices are known as diagonal. So how many diagonals are there in any quadrilateral? Two diagonals. In this quadrilateral ABCD, which two diagonals we can see? Diagonal AC and diagonal BD. These two diagonals are the diagonals of this quadrilateral. So line segment which join the vertices of opposite angles of quadrilateral are diagonals of quadrilateral. So this is fifth point, fifth definition or fifth property which is very important. Now let us see this sixth property. This is the sum of measures of the four angles of a quadrilateral is 360. When you add all four angles, how much answer you will be getting? 360 degree. Very important property. Now next is polygon. Polygon means what? A closed figure. Closed figure obtained by joining many points together is known as polygon. Okay. So triangles, quadrilaterals, pentagon and other closed figure with more than 5 sides are called polygon. Okay. Triangle means 3 sides. Closed figure, quadrilateral means 4 sides closed figure, pentagon means 5 sides, hexagon means 6 sides. So from triangle till many sided figure is known as polygon. So based on this property or based on this concept, we are going to solve questions from our practice set. Now let us see practice set 37. Question is, observe the figures below and find out their names. So first figure is closed figure. How many sides are there? Let us see. This is one side. This is second side. This is third side. This is fourth side. And this is fifth side. 5 side means pentagon. Okay, now next, how many sides are there? Start from here, one side, then this is second side, then this is third side, then this is fourth side, then this is fifth side, and then sixth side. 6 sides means hexagon. Now let us count the sides here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 sides means heptagon. You have to remember all the sides. Okay, sides and their names. Now let us count the side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. 8 means octagon. So in this way, count the sides and write the answer in your notebook. So as you all can see, in this way I have drawn the figure and I have written the name. 5 sides means pentagon, then 6 sides means hexagon, then 7 side means heptagon, and 8 side means octagon. So in this way, you also can write in your notebook practice set 37. So in this way we have completed 37. Now we are going to solve the questions from practice set 38 also. In the same video we will continue with practice set 38. So practice set 38, question number 1 is, draw quadrilateral XY ZW and name the following. So let us see, let us solve this question in our notebook or in our page. I have drawn any quadrilateral XYZW and then we will be writing all these names. So as you all can see, I have drawn this quadrilateral XYZW. You can write the name serially in any order. Okay, that means what? Clockwise, anti-clockwise. You can start writing the vertex from any one point and then you can write the name of this quadrilateral. Now we have seen that in any quadrilateral, pairs of opposite angles are 2. 2 pairs of opposite angles are there. So opposite angle means what? The angles which do not share common arm. They are opposite direction to each other. For example, here angle W and angle Y are opposite to each other. Similarly, angle Z and angle X are opposite to each other. While writing the name of angles, we will be using 3 letters. So this W should be the middle letter and Y should be the middle letter. So let us write first pair. Angle XWZ. W should be the middle letter. So XWZ and angle XYZ. Y should be the middle letter. Okay. In this way, W and Y, these two opposite angles we can write. So opposite angle of XWZ is XYZ. They do not share any common arm. Okay. Now second pair is X and Z. We will be writing using 3 letters. So let us write WXY. Second pair WXY and WZY. Angle WZY. So this is the symbol for angle which we are writing, and then we can write the names of angle where the middle letter is actual the name of that angle. Now we will be writing pairs of opposite sides. We all know there are 2 pairs of opposite sides. Sides which do not share common vertex are the opposite side. Okay, we have seen all these definitions before. So which are the opposite sides? Side XY and side WZ. These are opposite to each other. They do not share any common vertex. So first pair is side XY and side WZ. Then second pair, this is the pair of horizontal sides, okay? Top side and base side. Then we will see the pair of vertical side. Side XW and side YZ. YZ. Okay. So in this way, two pairs of opposite angles and two pairs of opposite sides we have written. Now we have to write pairs of adjacent sides. So we all know there are four pairs of adjacent sides. So 4 pairs. That means adjacent side means what? They share one common vertex. So if you think about vertex Y, okay, if you think about this vertex Y, I will make a circle around this Y. So vertex Y, which are the sides which share this side, this vertex Y, side XY and side YZ. They both are having Y as their end point. So first pair of adjacent side is, if I write only XY and YZ also, you can write like this, XY and YZ. We can see that Y is the common vertex. Now if you write two sides taking Z as the common vertex, which will be those two sides? Second pair. Two sides taking Z as the common vertex. So ZY and ZW, or YZ and WZ. You can write anything. YZ and WZ. We can see this Z is the common point in both these sides. Third side. If you take this W as the common vertex, which will be the sides WZ and WX. And fourth side having common vertex X will be XY and XW. So in this way we can write the pairs of adjacent sides. Now pairs of adjacent angles. As there are 4 pairs of adjacent sides, there are 4 pairs of adjacent angles also. So adjacent angle means what? They share one common arm. So if you take this X and Y, these two angles, X and Y, we can write using 3 letters. X angle, WXY, angle WXY, and angle, yes, Y, how to write? XYZ. Second pair, if you take this Y and Z adjacent angles, so Y angle we can write using 3 letters as XYZ, and angle WZY. WZY. Third pair, angle. Now Z and W, they are in the same line, they share arm WZ. Okay, so W and Z. How to write angle Z using 3 letters? YZW. YZW and angle. Now W angle ZWX. ZWX. Write properly, carefully. ZWX. Now fourth pair is W and X. W how to write? ZWX. ZWX. Here also ZWX is there. And then X angle. How to write? WXY. Angle WXY. In this way we can write 4 pairs of adjacent angles. Now diagonals. So diagonals are the segment which joins opposite angles or opposite vertices. So this XZ is the segment which joins the opposite vertex. Then YW is also the segment which join the opposite vertices or opposite angles. So these are the two diagonals. So let us write two diagonals, diagonal xz and wy. Diagonal xz and second diagonal is diagonal wy. Okay, now we have to write name of this quadrilateral in different ways. We have seen that the name of quadrilateral can be written in 4 different ways. So this is the quadrilateral which we have drawn, x, y, z, w. I am drawing again in rough. I have drawn here, but here also I am drawing so that we can write the names in 8 different ways. So if you start from x and you go in the clockwise direction, what will be the name? Quadrilateral XYZW. XYZW. Now start from second point y, go in the clockwise direction YZWX. Quadrilateral YZWX. Now third one, you start from z and go in the clockwise direction ZWXY. ZWXY. Fourth way is you can start from W and go in the clockwise direction. So quadrilateral WXYZ. WXYZ. So these are the 4 ways which we have written in the clockwise direction. Now let us go in the anti-clockwise direction. We start from x again. Here we have started from x, but we have gone in the clockwise direction. Now we will go in the anti-clockwise direction, opposite direction. So here it is XWZY. See, XWZY. Here it is XYZW. Now how we have written XWZY. Now we can start from y again, but we will go in the opposite direction. So start from y, YXWZ. YXWZ. Now next, 7th way, we can start from z, but we will go in the anti-clockwise direction. So ZYXW. ZYXW. Here it was ZWXY. Here ZYXW. Now 8th one, we can start from W, but we will go in the anti-clockwise direction. So it will be WZYX. In this way you can complete this question. Now question number 2, in the table below write the number of sides of the polygon has. So this type of question we have solved in our practice set 37. We have measured the sides and we have written the type of polygon. Now the type of polygon is given and we have to write its side. We have to write in a opposite way. So let us write, very easy to write, quadrilateral. Quadri means 4, lateral means side. Always keep this in mind. So quadrilateral means 4 sides. Octagon, octa means 8. Always keep this in mind. Octa means 8. That means 8 sides. Pentagon, penta means 5. 5 sides. Heptagon, hepta means 7. 7 sides. Hexagon, hexa means 6. 6 sides. So in this way, from these names you have to write the names of numbers of sides. Hexa means 6, hepta means 7, penta means 5, octa means 8 and quadri means 4. Okay. Next question is, look at the examples of polygon in your surroundings and draw them. So you can find out many objects which are there in the surrounding which are polygonal in shape and you can draw them. You can use the articles from your house also and you can draw them. For example, I am having this set square which is triangular in shape, triangle. So I can draw this triangle also. I am having this rectangular shaped box which we use to keep visiting cards. So this upper surface is rectangle in shape. That means quadrilateral. 4 side means quadrilateral. So in this way I can draw the quadrilateral also. Okay, these two shapes which are polygonal. We all know triangle, quadrilaterals are polygon. Then I am having this tiffin box in my house. This tiffin box, which is, as you all can see, having how many sides? See, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 and 8 sides. That means it is octagon. Okay, 8 side means octagon. So in this way I can observe these figures. This tiffin box is octagonal shape. So you can take any object from your house and you can draw. I have drawn these 3 objects on my page. So first I have drawn this card box, upper surface, which is rectangular in shape. Then I have drawn this upper surface of my steel tiffin box, which is octagonal shape. So I have written octagon. Then I have drawn this set square triangle, and which is a triangle. So 3-4 objects, you can choose any 4-5 objects and you can draw like this. It is not necessary my figures and your figures are same. Okay, now let us go on next question. Next question is, we see polygon when we join the tips of petals of various flowers. So draw this polygon. We have to draw the petals of flowers and we will join the tips of the flowers and we will see we can draw the polygon or not. Write down the number of sides of each polygon. So I will show you 2 examples. You can draw as many petals as you want and you can draw the polygon. I am going to show you only 2 polygons. Here in first polygon I have drawn 5 petals, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and then I have joined the tip of these petals. Tip, can you see the tips are joined? 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So 5 petals and the tips are joined, so we can see 5 sides are there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 side means pentagon. Now here I have drawn 6 petals. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 petals. I have joined their tips of the petals, and then after joining the tips of the petals I am getting the polygon which is having 6 sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So 6 side means hexagon. So in this way you can draw as many petals as you want and you can draw the tips of those petals and you can get the different types of polygons. Now let us solve this last question. Draw any polygon and divide it into triangular parts as shown here and work out the measure of angle of polygon. Okay, sum of the measure of, that means total of all the angles of this polygon. So let us solve. I have drawn this polygon as it is on my page, and let us see in how many triangles this polygon is divided. This is first triangle, this is the second triangle, this is the third one and this is the fourth one. In this way, in 4 triangles this polygon is divided. Take any vertex, any one vertex, and join all the vertices with that one vertex only. Only one vertex you have to consider and join all the vertices with that vertex. So let us write the solution. The given polygon is divided in how many triangles? Is divided into 4 triangles. Children, we have learnt the sum of measure of all angles of triangle. How much it is? It is 180 degree. Always keep this in mind. So I will be writing that property, sum of measures of angles of triangle is 180 degree. Okay, sum of measure of angles of triangle is 180 degree. That means measure of 3 angles of first triangle is 180 degree. Then measure of 3 angles of second triangle is 180 degree. Measure of 3 angles of third triangle is 180 degree. Measure of 3 angles of fourth triangle is 180 degree. So 180, 180, 180, 180. We will have to either add all these measures or we have to multiply by 4. Therefore, Sum of measures of three. Wait, I will write all angles first. All angles of four triangles. What will be answer? 180 multiplied by 4. 180 multiplied by 4 is 720, correct? 18 4s are 72 and this 0, 720 degrees. So sum of measure of all four angles of all three angles of all four triangle is 720. That means sum of measure of these angles of this polygon, this complete polygon, is how much? 720 degree. Therefore the sum of measures of angles of given polygon is 720 degree. So in this way we can find out the measures of angles of polygon, any polygon. If you draw the triangles, consider any one vertex and join all the vertices, measure how many triangles are there. We all know the measure of sum of all angles of one triangle is 180 degree. So multiply 180 by the number of triangles and you will get the sum of measure of all angles of that polygon. So in this way we have completed our practice set 38 here. So children, in this way we have completed our practice set 37 and 38 in this same video, and we have seen the properties of quadrilateral also. We have completed our chapter number 16 quadrilateral here in this video. Thank you for watching my video. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe.